Made in relationships, part 3. Let's talk about it, players. Number 20. Which one is best at what? Most couples fight for control in certain parts in the relationship, like who is better at saving money, budgeting money, spending money, making sure all the bills are paid on time, getting things fixed, or paying someone to fix certain things around the house and the kids. In order to make sure the relationship is running like a well-oiled machine, both partners have to find balance, and that's key, balance. Sit down together and discuss who's best at what and let them handle it. That way, each can handle a particular responsibility without both partners bumping heads and feeling like one is doing more than the other. That's just teamwork, players. Like, my dad would always handle the major responsibility inside and outside the house, so it was like 51-49. He handled the 51, she handled the 49. Same way when I got older, my stepdad would handle the 51, my mom would handle the 49. You know, things he wasn't good at, he'd let her handle. You know, because he was already a handyman. He would fix the cars, the house, the air, the heat, man, the roof, the shingles on the roof. So he was a real good handyman. But he fixed everything, so we never had to go pay anybody. But things he couldn't do, he let her handle. So it was like 51-49. 21, players. Going to the bed with the phone. For some couples, it's not easy to do, but it'll be respectful. When going to sleep at night together, the phone should be put away because both partners need to be present and find time for themselves instead of having their eyes locked on their phones unless it's important. And I believe in relationships, the first thing to go is communication and cooperation. That's why I say that, because see, I'm not saying you got to be in front of your woman's face all night before you go to sleep. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just do inventory. Catch up on some things that y'all might have didn't get through, like throughout the week. Just do inventory, or you might just want to be alone with your own peace of mind, and then just stay and go over your own thoughts and ideas by yourself. I'm just saying, I believe the first thing to go in relationship is the lack of communication and cooperation. So that's because, like I say, it's so easy to get distracted now, man. You got the phone, social media. That's why I say I believe when couples connect themselves to so much, they disconnect themselves from each other and lose sight of that. So that's why I say that. So it's just about putting the phones down. Let's do inventory, talk to each other. Sometimes just be alone with your own peace of mind and with your own thoughts and ideas. That's what I'm saying. Just instead of being your eyes being locked to the phone. You see, especially going to sleep with it, man. I think I know some couples like that. Like, have some, connect time and not disconnect time all the time. Because the first thing to go is communication and cooperation. Number 22. Going to bed angry. If the fight was really intense and the couple couldn't quite get things worked out before going to sleep, there's two ways this can work. Now, y'all can work it out before going to sleep. You can work it out and resolve it right then. Or sleep in separate rooms and wait until the next day to sort things out and resolve them. And I got another thing, too. Sleeping apart also keeps up the physical attractions between the two. Now, if I was cohabitating, I would sleep in separate rooms from my woman, just to keep the physical attractions up between us. That's all. Because like I said, you in her face all the time. You go to sleep together. Wake up together. Come home from work. You see her. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always see each other, man. Only time you really got a party is at work and you go out with the homies or something like that. But I would sleep, in separate rooms. This is me, to keep the physical attractions, up on point. So she was, still desiring me. So just getting tired of me. That's all. 23. Not having your partner's back. Both partners might not agree 100% of the time with their partner's opinions and actions, but it's crucial that both safeguard themselves against potential strangers and roadblocks as a unit. Now check this up. I got an example with this one. By being a unit, each partner has to provide a strong support system when one is going through stressful times, pain, and especially when one is offended by their partner's family members or friends. Now check this. You're not choosing between your family and your significant other, but you're sure to have your partner's back and assert yourself by directly addressing disrespectful words and behavior. This is what makes a woman look up to her man, respect him, and value him even more, because he defends his woman against the people he loves, whether it's his friends or family members. He respects her, and he's making sure everybody around him respects her too. That's how you get respect. Respect is earned, not given. Check this out, players. I got something for this one, though. I was watching Love and Hip Hop Hollywood with Ray J and Princess Love. And I'm going to try to keep this short. But Ray J was sitting there in the middle of his wife and his sister and mom arguing, right? He just sitting there, man, not saying nothing, doing nothing. I'm like, bruh, but check this out. Princess Love was arguing with Ray J's mom and his sister Brandy, right? Now she was just sitting there, and this time she held her ground. Usually she'll be quiet and let the mom and sister, go off on her, whatever like that. But this time she held her ground. But Brandy mama and Ray J's mama said something to her. I believe it was along the lines of she wasn't raised to know that, or she wasn't raised right. It was something she said about being raised right, and that would hit Princess Love, and she started crying. And I always look at a woman's body language and a woman's facial expressions, because that speak before she does. I always try to read that first. And what I've read from that, because when Ray J's mom said that about raising her, it was some way she said it, some kind of way, raising her right, she ain't raised her, no, that, something like that. And when she said that, Princess' eyes watered up, and man, the tears just started streaming down. But Ray just sat there and let them three just argue and argue. Now, she lost respect for him. Once she looked at him, because she started crying. And even though he went to like hug her, she kind of put her head in his shoulder, her head in his shoulder. But before she did that, she looked at him and she was crying. But you know what I think that she was saying to him, like communicating to him when she was crying? She said, I needed you and you let me down. You didn't stand up for me. I needed you and you didn't stand up for me. And I knew right then that was the beginning of the end of that marriage. Right then and there, in that moment, I knew that was the beginning of the end of that marriage. She looked at him, man, with tears rolling down her eyes, and I believe she was saying, I needed you, and you didn't show up when I needed you at the most. Because he just sat there, man, and let them two just go at his wife like that. Now, it's three ways he could have handled that to get the respect from his woman. He could have asserted himself, like I said, asserted himself and said, you know what, out of respect for me, Mom, I love you and I know you respect me. But out of respect for me, I would appreciate if you respected my wife the same. It don't have to be a disrespectful conversation. It could be a constructive conversation, not a destructive conversation. So I appreciate if you just respect my wife like you have respect for me. That's one way he could have handled that. Or he could have seen Princess Love getting upset, and he could have pulled Princess Love away from that situation physically, walked her along somewhere else, talked to her, calmed her down, got that straight with her, then walked up to his mom and his sister and said, hey, I didn't like the way that was going. I felt that was disrespectful, so we'll continue this another day, because it's a way y'all can talk to my wife. It don't have to be disrespectful. Or three, he could have seen it really getting out of line and said, you know what, I see it's getting heated and disrespectful, so I'll just cut into this right quick, and me and Princess Love would just leave together. It's three ways he could have handled that, and they could have just left. He could have cut into it, hey, this is getting too far to hand. Let's just go leave, Princess Love. But see, you want your woman to look up to you, man, not down on you. And I believe that was the beginning of the end of that marriage. When he just sat there to do nothing. See, he didn't leave her physically, but he left her because he didn't say nothing verbally. See what I mean? Just because you sitting right there and you ain't doing nothing. Now you right there, but you ain't saying nothing. So he didn't leave her physically. He just left her because he didn't say nothing verbally. He didn't assert himself. He didn't put in and just demand his presence and just step in and just, hey, I don't like the way this is going. Now, it's the way you're going to talk to my wife. Mom, sister, I love you, but if you're going to respect me, I want you to respect my wife the same. He could have did that. And his wife, Princess Love, would have looked up to him and not down on him. Now, I believe that's why the marriage is like it is. You know what I'm saying? Because Princess Love don't respect the man. And I'll say this too. It's a lot of guys can pull a woman and they can talk her panties off, man. But you got them guys like that, like Ray J, but you also have guys that understand women. Not just can talk to her and just still talk her panties off, but they can understand women. See, a lot of guys they can sex a woman down, talk her panties off, but they don't understand women. They naive to that part. They don't know how to do that. Understand her signs, the body language, her facial expressions, when to talk up and not let her say nothing. See, they don't know that. Now, I'll say this. Ray J is a grown male. So, a grown male has a great trailer to the movie. Now, Ray J has a great trailer to the movie. What I mean by that is, he has charm and charisma, and he has a slick mouthpiece. That's his trailer to the movie. But, when a woman sees his whole, because he was put under pressure and he failed, I give him a 0, not an F, a 0. So, when he's put under pressure and a woman really sees his true character, personality, behavior, and habits, she's disappointed by his whole movie. You see what I mean? Now, a man, I'll say this: a man has a great trailer to his movie, but an even better movie than his trailer. And not only will a woman sit there and wait till the movie go off, she'll wait till the credits go up and just sit there hoping it's a part 2 to that movie. So even when the credits are gone up, she's still hoping it's a part 2 to this movie. That's a man. He has a great trailer to his movie and also a great body of work, which is his movie. But a grown male just has a great trailer to the movie. That's it. He has charisma, charm, all. He can talk women's panties off, but he don't understand women. He can't connect to them. He doesn't understand the signs, the body language, the facial expression, none of that. So Ray J failed big time on that one, players. Big time, man. And if you want to lose respect from your woman, because respect is earned, not given. You know, if I got a woman, she gonna man have to work for every crumb of my respect. You see what I'm saying? But if you want to lose respect, you gotta do like, see, that's why Princess Love can go on TV and disrespect that man, because she see now you all about the bag. All you want to do is sit up here and argue on TV. That's not the way a man will solve his issues inside his household, man. Not like that. See, grown male and grown man is a big difference, players. But he lost respect. So if his respect bank account with her was at a $1 million, it's at $20 now, and that's why. And you can still be with a woman, man, and them two can love each other. Them two can love each other, but they don't respect each other. And Princess Love don't respect Ray J. Now, she benefiting from that marriage because she getting so much from it. You know, she got a dad, she got 2 kids, girl and a boy, and she could stand to have more with him than being alone. So she benefiting from that, but she don't necessarily love that man. She got love for him, but not in love with him. Then she just lost respect for him. That was a lot. Now, he did a lot of things, like I said, go on TV, handling the problems, and that just let her know that you can't handle it. Come on, man. A grown man handling his own business. He don't need to go on TV. But I believe right then in that moment, when he didn't talk up for Princess Love, his wife, it ended right there. That marriage ended right there, man. That was the beginning of the end. You see what I mean? So, players, you want to lose respect, man, from your woman, man? Do like Rachel. Just sit there and not do nothing, man. Not do nothing. That was, like I say, man, that was embarrassing. And under pressure, he cracked. He bust a pipe because he didn't make diamonds, man. 24. If the relationship is bad, then thinking about marriage when I solve the problems. I don't know why some couples that are already in bad and dysfunctional relationships feel as though by them getting married, it will somehow erase all their problems in their lives and in the relationship. Just by being married to someone doesn't solve our problems. And by thinking that way, she'll start to think to herself or out loud and blame him for all the baggage she brought to the relationship, and that has nothing to do with him. Now, as a female told me that, and I told her that too. But check this out, players. Female said to me, she said, our relationship is so bad, we need to get married. I say, man, you already starting off wrong. You got to get everything in order and established before getting into a marriage. Your boundaries, rules, regulations, and guidelines, respect, responsibilities, trust, communication, cooperation, shared interests, core values, and beliefs. You know, I broke that down to her because she was talking about, man, we just need to get married. I said, no, that's not going to erase all your problems, baby girl. That's not going to erase nothing. All you're doing is bringing that baggage from your relationship into your marriage. And that's the wrong way to start off, man. Starting off bad causes a quick divorce. 25. Forgetting the difference between like, love, and respect. Relationship and marriages are hard to maintain over a long period of time. But no matter how much the two love each other, it will be certain days and times when they might not like each other. So both have to keep in mind that their relationship has been properly built on a firm, solid foundation of love and respect. Days when you won't like each other, but the love and respect for one another will outweigh that. That keeps it intact. Key players. That was key, players. Number 26, players. Mistakes made in relationships, part 3. Self-improvement. I like this one right here. Self-improvement. Both partners should always take out time to just work on themselves. What causes them to react out of anger when something is said that may have took the wrong way? That they may have took the wrong way now. All you gotta do is say, what you mean by that? Female used to always say that. I say something, she took it the wrong way. All you gotta do is say, hey, what did I mean by that? You see, you listening too hard. Just ask, what do you mean by that? See? Or check this out. Or Something happens that doesn't go their way. And improve on that. When something don't go your way, improve on that. Can he, she improve more on being upfront and honest about things, even if it might start an argument? So at least it'll be out in the open, and your partner will know how he or she truly feels instead of being left in the dark. That's another one to work on. Another one. Is he, she happy, and do he, she love themselves? Not just each other, because that's what matters the most. You gotta love yourself. Check this out, players. Check this out. All a relationship is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. And love has to be possessed before it's shared and given. All a relationship is a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself, and love has to be possessed before it's shared and given. 27 players, and I'm going to break this down. Time. Nothing is going to come easy. Everything takes work. Come on now. It's about maintaining the maintenance. The maintenance. Even though you build it, you got to maintain it. The maintenance, players. Nothing is going to come easy. Everything takes work. The shorter a relationship is or was, the less expectations it had on it. The shorter a relationship is or was, the less expectations it had on it. But long-term relationships have more expectations the longer it continues. Once the couple can get to a place where everything has to be on one accord, mentally, emotionally, and physically, then they can do the proper work that's necessary for the relationship to grow and move from A to Z. Move from A to Z. Players, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You gotta maintain it, players. Oh man, mistakes made in relationships part 3. I just want to break it all the way down, players. Alright, players, respect.